Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Welcome to our, can you hear me okay? Our regular microphone has passed away. Our regular microphone has passed away, so we just have this thing, and I can't tell whether it's working or not. I'm killing time a little bit because Joseph just ran to retrieve something, but I do have some announcements to make. So next week is our big fundraiser, the wonderful mystery that I can't tell you anything about. There's only one person who knows anything about it, and I'm not going to give you that person's name because you'll all be crowding around them trying to get the information, but they know who they are. It's not too late, I don't think, to get tickets, is it? Too late? You can still get tickets. So just go online. There's a link right there on our cha-detroit.org page, and that's Saturday night at 6:30 p.m. Julie Claire is going to be catering it. It's going to be fantastic. 6:30, yeah, 6:30. There's no service next week, and the following week is Memorial Day, so we won't be having a service that week either. But that weekend of Memorial Day, we will be having a benefit concert at 7:30 p.m. It's going to benefit two of our favorite organizations here, Alternatives for Girls and Freedom House of Detroit. It is called, and this is my French, so don't laugh at it, Le Curie du Roi. I looked it up. It's the King's Stables, and it's Baroque music. And it's going to be very beautiful. It's $20 suggested donation. A whole slew of really great musicians are going to be on that. And I think that's it. He's not back yet. Let's see, what else we got going on? How about them Tigers? Oh, come on. They lost every game of the last, I think they were 1-6 on the road. Okay, well, all right, talk amongst yourselves for a few minutes. I'll give you a topic. I don't have one. We got a little jammed in by a wedding rehearsal that went over, so the musicians needed to do their thing. And now he's back! Ta-da! Now, if that was me, you would play the funny music that you always have to play. Miriam Jarris, Rabbi Miriam Jarris of the Society for Humanistic Judaism, is going to be co-officiating the service with me. We will have now a short service in memory of the victims of the Holocaust, and we will also acknowledge Shabbat and the fact that we're doing this on Shabbat. And then we'll hear these incredible songs that Joseph put together, and he'll tell you a little bit about how we came upon them. So let's welcome Shabbat together first with music, with a traditional piece, Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Moavei HaShalom, Shomrei Shalom. Shalom Aleichem, Rodefei HaShalom, Shalom Aleichem. Boachem b'Shalom, Moavei HaShalom, Sechem l'Shalom. Miyom ze leyamim habayim, Shalom Aleichem.
Countless generations of Jews honored the Sabbath day. In dark times, it was a refuge for them, and in times of prosperity, it gave them rest and joy. As a community, we celebrate the opportunity to gather in that spirit, even as we imagine Shabbat anew. May we, too, find rest from the day's work and refuge from our cares. May we, too, feel the warmth of love and companionship. May we, too, feel our joys heightened and our sorrows softened by the love we give and receive together. May we be blessed with Shabbat joy. May we be blessed with Shabbat peace. May we be blessed with Shabbat light. I'd like to invite Fran Shore and Barbara Logan to light our Shabbat candles.
Baruch haor ba'olam, Baruch haor ba'adam, Baruch haor ba'shalom, ba'shalom, Baruch haor, Baruch haor b'Shabbat.
We now commemorate the deaths of our 6 million sisters and brothers. We honor and remember all of the murdered Jews and others, victims, martyrs, heroes, and the righteousness. We honor those who died because they were Jews. We honor those who died because they helped Jews. We honor those who died because they resisted. We honor those who died for their convictions. We honor those who died simply because the death machine decreed that they must perish. In beloved memory of those whom the evil one sent to their deaths by starvation, by torture, by bullet, and by gas, we light a memorial candle to bear witness and testimony to all that they were and all that was lost. I'd like to invite Berta Gardon and her daughter Jessica Gardon-Rose to light our memorial candle.
Ashrei agrafot shenizrach v'nitzit be'izrei lehavot Ashrei haba v'shabe'ara atirei levarot Ashrei haba Nizrach ve'atzit lehavot.
We dedicate this Shabbat to remember the time of horror, to mourn our dead, to reflect on the innocence and courage of the millions of our people who died for the crime of being Jewish. Let us also pause as we do each Shabbat to reassert our commitment to creating a world where all people can live together in peace and justice, with kindness, compassion, and charity,
and with mercy and love. Ori, ori, bi. Evo tikvati, tikvati, bi. Evo kochi, kochi, bi. Vegam bach, vegam bach. Evo kochi, kochi, bi. Vegam bach, vegam bach. Where is my light? My light is in me. Where is my hope? My hope is in me. Where is my strength? My strength is in me and in you, and in you. Where is my strength? My strength is in me and in you, and in you.
On this most solemn of occasions, we remember the 6 million, the indifference, and the evil. We open our hearts, minds, and souls to the possibilities of a better world. As we honor the heroes, the righteous, the martyrs, the survivors, and the victims, let us commit to work together with all peace-loving people to create a world where evil falls on deaf ears.
Even as we acknowledge the uniqueness of the Jewish experience, may we serve as a light unto the nations, such that the lessons of our darkest hour will also serve as a call to all humankind to better itself and to truly and nobly embody the idea that every human being deserves to live a life of liberty and dignity. May the Jewish people help to unite all peoples to ensure that no such shadow again darkens our world. May we always work for shalom, for wholeness and peace, that someday it shall reign in our midst, in a world devoid of hatred, filled instead with peace.
Nase shalom, shalom ba'olam. Nase shalom aleinu ve'akol ha'olam ve'imru shalom. Nase shalom aleinu ve'akol ha'olam ve'imru shalom. Nase shalom, shalom ba'olam. Nase shalom aleinu ve'akol ha'olam ve'imru shalom.
In this community where we find strength and common purpose, we turn our minds and hearts toward all those who need our love and support, those who are ill, those who suffer pain of the body or spirit, those who are lonely, those who have been wronged. Tonight our well wishes are extended to a beloved member of our congregation, Jim Walker, and we invite you as we go around the room tonight to mention anyone whom you're holding dear who is in need of the strength of healing. Anybody on this side? Yes, Bruce. Anybody over on the right? Yes, Suzanne. Did we miss anyone? Yes, go ahead. Anyone else? Bruce. Thank you. One last chance for anybody? No? May all who suffer know that they are not alone. May they be healed quickly. May they experience a complete recovery, a refuah shlema, the renewal of their bodies and the renewal of their spirits. At this dark time, or dark times in Jewish history, the which this is becoming one. There were moments such as this during the services when prayers were offered for those held hostage. The redemption of captives, Pidyon Shvuyim, was considered an essential mitzvah. Sadly, we once again find ourselves in such a reality. In the spirit of our ancestors who lived through those terrible days, we voice these fervent hopes. May those taken captive find the courage to carry on. May those who love them not despair of their return. May they soon emerge from their confinement, whole in body and in spirit, to know once again the embrace of loved ones.
מקום הכוח בתוכנו, מקורות הברכה מעברותינו. May the source of strength that dwells so deep within us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. And let us say, Shalom. Mekom hakoach betochenu, mekorot habracha me'evrotenu. May those in need of healing know refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Shalom.
Ein shochein b'mromim. We pray no more to one who is filled with mercy. There is no shelter for those whom we have lost under divine wings. Mercy is for the living. For those who were slaughtered, there is only memory. May we preserve this precious ember. May it never depart the psyche of our people or of humanity. For there is no heavenly master of mercy on whom we can prevail to shelter them forever. They are gone. They do not rest in peace. They shall not return. All that remain are lessons that we take from the conflagration that robbed them of the possibility of sweet and pleasant lives. May these lessons be bound up with us forever, teaching us to become masters of mercy, such that we honor their memory with this oath: never again, not for our people, nor any other. Our thoughts now return to our own community, our lives today, as we remember those who are no longer with us, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors that they have lost, the martyrs of our people of every generation that we've remembered tonight as well, and those of every people and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We recall now our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have taken into our hearts with our own. Tonight, we arrive at the conclusion of the Shloshim period of mourning for my dear mother, Celia Roth, whom I remember with love, as we also observe the yard sites of these friends and family and members of our community, of Robert Arking, Neil Bricker, Donald J. Bernstein, Celia DeZoden, Robert Ellis, Billy Ferguson, Asher J. Finkel, Bill Greenberg, Sonia Haas, Max Halpern, Florence Hillenberg, Mark Jarris, Rose Bonnie Jarris, Lawrence Klein, Henry Liebhaber, Stanton Meyer, Bernard Malinsky, Clara Rinsky, Esther Sacker, Flora Safer, Richard Slade, Eli Bricker, Harold Denenberg, Ann Ellen Bogan, Morton Fryer, Ayala Fuchs, Edith Goldstone, Herbert Goldstone, Joyce Lopez, Harold Malinsky, Irving Reiter, Clara Roman, Frida B. Williams, Bertha Zucker, Clarence Zucker, and Jacob Zucker. If there's someone who was not on our list tonight who you'd like to remember as we go around the room, we'll do as we did earlier for those who are ill. Anybody here on this side? Anybody over here? We say, Yehi Zichram Livracha. May memories of them be for a blessing. As we face life in their absence, we hope that the memories that we hold in our hearts will provide us with a moment, if not more, of comfort. If you can do so comfortably, please rise. As together we say now, for those we knew, for the 6 million, for the righteous of all people, our humanistic interpretation of Kaddish. Nit gadal v'nit kadash teruach ha'adam. Let us dignify and ennoble all people in the spirit of our shared humanity. Let us acclaim the preciousness of life. Let us show gratitude for life by approaching it with reverence. Let us embrace the whole world, even as we wrestle with its parts. Let us each in our own way take up our share in serving the world and seeking truth. May our commitment to life help us to strengthen healing of spirit and peace of mind. May justice and peace permeate and comfort the house of Israel and all those who dwell on earth. And let us say, Ken Yehi, may it be so. Please be seated. So that concludes the service portion of our evening. So I'll ask Arthur to raise the screen here, and I'll invite the musicians to join us on the demo.
Yes, yes.
And I'm going to turn the program over to Joseph, but only after I say one word. So I came up, no, that's okay. I came up with this idea. I did have the idea to do this, but I didn't know what the hell I was talking about. And you went and found this lost music. And I want to thank you for putting it together. Joseph, you should know. You can just turn off just unplug the microphone. There you go. Just take the cord right out of the computer there. There you go. Arthur, you may have to come up and turn off the projector. I asked him if he could do it, and I don't think at that moment you knew whether or not or how you were going to get all this music together, but I wanted to personally thank you. He spent some number of hours at the Holocaust Memorial Center researching the music, collecting it, purchasing it, rehearsing it on very short notice with our musicians. This is the backstage stuff you never see Arthur do. He's here every week to do it. You may have to stand back there a little bit. I can only kill this time this long. All right, while Arthur figures this out, we're going to invite the musicians to come on stage. Now, we're okay. Talk amongst yourselves while we're situated.
Oh, do I? Oh, great, yeah. Okay. But you go first.
Test. Sound good. Can you hear me? Oh, look, good. I'm glad nobody said what. Okay, so I want to thank a lot of my friends for being here. Looks like the friends are on this side. Well, you're friends too, but from my email, it's a frenzy. So from people from my emailing list, this is absolutely wonderful. I said goodbye last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago, to my church job of 22 years. So, people are accusing me of becoming Jewish. Well, let's say I have a lot of Jewish friends, so I'm what you call Jewish adjacent. So these pieces, the first piece that you're going to hear tonight is one that I had found years ago, and I became very interested in all this body of music, which nobody's ever heard of, at least here in the United States. In Europe, it's more known, and of course in Israel, but there's all kinds of amazing stories and amazing composers that unfortunately perished in the Holocaust. So this first composer, his name is Gideon Klein, and I'm going to play you his one and only piano sonata, the first movement of it. And my friend and colleague, Nataliya Kruglik, is going to play the second movement. I'm glad you're here, Nataliya. And so Gideon Klein, let's see my notes here. Gideon Klein was the youngest of four of Czech-speaking Jewish parents in Moravia. He was a great talent, beginning piano at 11, composing at age 15, and receiving his master's at age 20. The Royal Academy of Music in London invited him to attend the academy, tuition-free, but due to his Jewish status, he couldn't leave. Under the Czech pseudonym Karl Vranek, Gideon Klein sounds way too Jewish, Karl Vranek, he played concerts in private homes. His apartment became a salon for musicians and writers. In 1941, he was transported to Terezin, commonly known as Theresienstadt also, where he lived and worked for 3 years. In addition to being strikingly handsome, charismatic, and talented, he had a huge heart. He helped the orphans there, gave concerts, rehearsed soloists, chamber groups, and choirs, and famously accompanied the Verdi Requiem, which has come to be called the Defiant Requiem. 20 years younger than his peers, he was more avant-garde, influenced by not only Bach, but Janacek, Schoenberg, and Berg. His final work was his trio for strings. Shortly after that, at the age of 25, he met his death in the gas chambers. So this first movement is marked Allegro con fuoco, means fast and with fire. And to me, it sounds like his anger, really. It's a great composition. You're going to hear a lot of themes that are going to be repeated constantly. Now we come to some of the popular music. This next piece, Weißer Stern, which means white star in Yiddish. So, Unter deine weiße Stern, or Under Your White Stars, is one of a series of Holocaust songs written by Avrom Brudno, a composer who was ultimately sent to death at a concentration camp in Estonia in 1943.
Unter deine weiße Stirn streckt zu mir dein weiße Hand. Meine Welt seinen Tränen wie in Ruhen in dein Hand. Sehest dunkelt seine Finkeln in mein dicken Blick. Und ich hab euch nicht kein Winkeln, Zeit zu schenken, du zurück. Und ich hab euch nicht kein Winkeln, Zeit zu schenken, dir zurück. Und ich will doch gut mein Treue dir verreuen, mein Vermeg. In mein Herzen brennt ein Feuer und in Feuer meine Tag. Kellerin Läche weint die mörderische Ruhe. Lauf ich Bäche über Dächer und ich suche, bist du wo? Lauf ich Bäche über Dächer und ich such, wo bist du wo?
Westerbork was a Dutch transit camp repurposed as a station for the deportation of Jews. Families stayed in interconnected two-room cottages, each with a toilet, a hot plate for cooking, and even a little yard. It even had a school, an orchestra, a hairdresser, and restaurants. However, every Tuesday, the next group of campers boarded a train, and they were never seen or heard from again.
Johnny and Jones had been a popular duo in Holland. The Dutch detested the Nazis, who had overseen the Germanization of all of Holland. Johnny and Jones wrote this as a protest because if you kiss your girl strolling down the tracks, it means you want to escape. They sang this song in the camp cabaret. The Nazis loved the song so much that they sent the duo to Amsterdam to record it, holding their wives as hostages. This guaranteed their return and their ultimate journey to Bergen-Belsen, where their voices were silenced forever, but their recording lives on.
the situation seems to worsen, and my thoughts I just can't seem to guard. Now suddenly I'm like a different person. My heart beats like an airplane wrecking yard. I sing my Westerbork serenade. Down the little rail line I see the silver moonshine on the heather. I sing my Westerbork serenade. I'm with a pretty lady, strolling with my baby, we're together. Like the boiler in the boiler house, my heart's afire. In my mother's house, I never felt the same desire. I sing my Westerbork serenade. By the barracks chased her, there I first embraced her. Over there was the Westerbork love affair. I went into the camp first aid station, but the guy said, I really can't treat this. You surely will improve your situation right after giving to her your first kiss, and that you mustn't do. I sing my Westerbork serenade. Down the little rail line, I see the silver moonshine on the heather. I sing my Westerbork serenade. I'm with a pretty lady, strolling with my baby, we're together. Like the boiler in the boiler house, my heart's afire. In my mother's house, I never felt the same desire. I sing my Westerbork serenade. By the barracks chased her, there I first embraced her. Over there was the Westerbork love affair.
Erwin Schulhoff was born in Prague in 1894. He entered the music conservatory there at age 10. The great composer Antonín Dvořák saw greatness in him and encouraged him in his studies. Schulhoff won prizes and studied with great composers, including Debussy. There was like 2 lessons. He had 2 lessons with Debussy. They didn't see eye to eye. He had 2 lessons, his first lesson and his last lesson. They totally disagreed on, so. He served in the Austro-Hungarian army during He served in the Austro-Hungarian army during World War I and was wounded. That's a lot of W's. After that war, he joined the faculty of the Prague Conservatory. He is one of the earliest classical composers to be influenced by jazz as well as by Dadaism.
After the Nazi invasion of Czechoslovakia, in order to perform, he took on a pseudonym. He was a communist sympathizer who petitioned the Soviet Union for citizenship, but was arrested and deported to Wolfsburg prison, where he died of tuberculosis in 1942.
So this is from a four-movement work, a sonata, and it's a minuet. But he's making lots of fun of the form of the minuet. So he's not taking this seriously at all, and I think he's really kind of like thumbing his nose at classical forms. So this is his minuetto. It's marked comodo assai, which means very comfortable. I think it's just the silliest waltz. Okay. Is Weinberg is next, right? Yes. Mieczyslaw Weinberg was born in Warsaw in 1919. In 1939, he and his sister fled east to the Nazis. His sister turned back because her shoes were hurting her. Weinberg never saw her or the rest of his family again. He crossed the border, got to Minsk, and was eventually granted Soviet citizenship. When he came upon the music of Shostakovich, it was a revelation to him. He escaped the bombing of Minsk and ended up in Tashkent, Uzbekistan. In Tashkent, he composed much and worked as a pianist and composer for the Soviet state. He got married there and established a name for himself, making many musician friends. Dmitri Shostakovich heard about him. He sent for his scores, looked at his scores, and was immediately taken up by Weinberg's compositional style. The Pole was then summoned to Moscow, and the pair became the best of friends, each influencing the other's compositional output. In fact, Weinberg had a lot to do with sort of Judaizing some of Shostakovich's music. In 1966, when he made a return trip to Poland, Weinberg finally discovered that his entire family had been wiped out in the death camp.
This Polish Soviet Jew left 22 symphonies, string quartets, concertos, operas, movie music, and other works. He is a great composer whose music deserves to be heard. The Sonata Number 6 opens with what sounds like church bells ringing, a discordant requiem.
The tango was very popular during the war, especially in Warsaw. An unknown 12-year-old girl in Auschwitz wrote these lyrics to an already familiar melody. It became very popular among the camp inmates. The girl was killed there.
We have tangos, foxtrots, and melodies, sung and danced even before the war. The gentle songs, melodious, longed for with love, lulled our minds. And now war. No one writes any songs about those young years in the city. Sing out, O maiden, another song about days and nights in the camp behind wires.
Wir haben Tangos, Foxtrotten nun melodious, des ungetanzt noch vor dem Krieg. Die zarte Lieder zerküngene Verdenk, haben mit Lieb und sem Kupfer wiegt. Und jetzt mir komme keine Schaftsgelieder, vom jeder junge Jommer in der Stadt. Sing auf o Mädel, an der Lidl, und Hekelnecht Lager hinter Draht. Und zerschlag min Tango, und der Kut von Schlänger, oder schlag hier Tango, von wen noch ich schlage. Schottelende Schipsen, von der Wächter Haas, oh, es ruft die Freiheit, und die Hitze freie.
Our slave tango under the knout of the whipper. Oh, the slave tango of the Auschwitz camp. Steel spears from the sentry beasts. Oh, freedom and the free time's call. The black man reaches for his mandolin and will soon pluck out his song here. And the Englishman, Frenchman sing a tune, and sorrow will become a trio. And the Pole, too, reaches for his flute and will let the world know how he feels. And the singing will ignite the hearts which reach out for the freedom which they lack.
Unser Schlagwind Tango und der Kurzverschläge, oh, der Schlagwind Tango von den Oschi-Schlager. Schotterliche Schipplen von der Wächter Haas, oh, es ruft die Freiheit und es sieht sie freie.
Otto Nielsen, the composer of this next song, was a cabaret artist and songwriter who worked for Norwegian radio. This is a sarcastic view of life in a Norwegian concentration camp called Grini. Herman Sandschnewitz, however, was a trumpeter in the Auschwitz-Buna concentration camp band. He gave his macabre account of what he witnessed there.
Mornings, we played as the work details marched out, and we did the same evenings when they all returned to the camp. We also played on other occasions, above all, executions, which took place most Sunday afternoons or evenings. Many of the condemned had tried to escape. There were many escapees, but in Buna, they were almost all recaptured. I can still see them as they dragged them through the camp with a placard hanging in front and behind them reading, "Hooray, hooray, I'm here again." The poor devil had to shout these words out loudly. He had to march through the rows of thousands of prisoners while beating on a big drum. Then he was hanged while our band played parade music. Perhaps they wanted us to drown out the last protestations and the last curses with our music. A macabre performance ordered by the high command.
Days have gone by and weeks how they fly by. The months and the years pass it all so far. From the day that we rode in the car and took a nice trip, and here we are. It may seem strange to say, but this place is okay, and we don't suffer, it must be said. No lines to wait in when we get fed, to get our fresh daily bread. This have we, and they don't have it outside there. No, it can't be very cozy there, that life out in the free. Out in the city, the menu's a pity, and people are wondering like they're shocked. Warehouse is empty, the bourse is blocked, the meat market store is all padlocked. Their food's not like ours, their soup's made of flowers. The poor outsiders don't know a thing. Here we know what the next meal will bring. That's nice, and so we all sing. This have we, and they don't have it outside there. No, it can't be very cozy there, that life out in the free. Dynamite sticks are their favorite tricks for blowing up wood piles and gas out there. Many a ton has blown in the air. Folks are arrested now everywhere. Too bad they try it, but here it's quiet. No such sensations disturb us here. Bombs and explosions do not appear, so we have nothing to fear. This we have we, and they don't have it outside there. No, it can't be very cozy there, that life out in the free. Folks not interned are so very concerned. They think that conditions here are the worst. Cut off from all, they feel we are cursed. They don't know that we get news here first. We get the word here when something's occurred here. Our connection's first rate, I said. If a police does get shot and dead, we know it 2 days ahead. This have we, and they don't have it outside there. No, it can't be very cozy there, that life out in the free. Folks think we're moaning and crying and groaning, and that our humor is down and out. But there's a lot here to smile about. Of that there cannot be the slightest doubt. Out there they're going to cinemas showing. They get their laughs with the greatest ease. Juster and Deason are sure to please. They've not seen Germans on skis. This have we, and they don't have it outside there. No, it can't be very cozy there, that life out in the free.
Before we do our last song, I want to acknowledge our soprano, Bonnie Brooks, and our wonderful violinist, Svetlana Tsivinskaya, who comes straight from St. Petersburg, Russia, but that was a while ago, wasn't it? Yes. Okay, this next piece, Le Chant de Pithiviers, is a song that comes from a French concentration camp outside of a small town south of Paris near Orléans. Pithiviers has Jewish roots dating back to the 12th century when Jews from Avignon began cultivating saffron in that region. Much later, King Louis XIV valued this practice and greatly supported it. This is a defiant Polonaise proclaiming that all Jews will rise up and finally take back the land and life which is rightfully theirs.
I just want to express my thanks to Joseph and these wonderful musicians. As I was listening to this music, a thought came into my head that this is really what it means when we say, may their memories be a blessing. The literal words and music that came from their brains and their mouths and their pens were here tonight, embodied by you, blessing us. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.